Hello. Yes, I'm a lesbian. No, I'm not a parent. Sorry. However, are they here, Vanda and Wendy, or are they outside? Oh, there they are. Okay, Vanda and Wendy are the real deal. Okay, I'm just a worker. They really are lesbian parents, and I am scared for the Christian voice man that went to our table, quite frankly. I'm quite sure Vanda sorted him out. Okay, so I am here to talk to you today about celebrating LGBT History Month in early years. Early years, dear me, are we corrupting them so young? Okay, so how? Really what I'm about to say is that it's about diversity, it's about sexual identity, it's about identity, it's not talking about sex, despite what the Daily Mail said. Okay, so this is who we are. We are a group of lesbians. Some of us are parents and some of us are not. You don't have to be a lesbian parent to join, by the way. John Harold, sitting down at the front here, helped with a bit of work that I'm going to talk to you about in a moment. So we will take help from anywhere. Okay, but this is really what we're about. We're about inclusion. We're about getting resources into schools that reflect who we are, who we all are. So very excitingly, our newest piece of work is a foundation stage teachers pack. I say teachers, it's for anybody that's working within an early years setting. It's a bit of a beast. You can see a hard copy of it on the table outside, but it is downloadable completely free from our website, which you can see there. Just Google out for our children and you'll find us. You might find other things as well in the Daily Mail, but you'll definitely find us. Lots of activities in there that would help you with LGBT History Month. Not just LGBT History Month, I have to say, but loads and loads of advice as well on the law and policy around diversity in these issues, and frequently asked questions that you might get from other members of staff. John could tell you all about that. And you might get from parents or you might get from other children. Some really user-friendly answers in there, so please have a look at it and use it. I'm going to go through an example of just one of the activities that's in there. The activities are based, the curriculum activities are in two sections. There's some that you can just slot into any day, kind of standalone activities, but there are also others that are based on storybooks. This is one that I'm going to talk you through today. This is by the wonderful Vanda Carter, who we have here today. It's called If I Had 100 Mummies, and it actually came from a story Vanda was telling her young daughter one evening at bedtime, and this little girl looked up to her and said, I don't want to have two mummies. And Vanda thought, oh no, here it goes, we're going to have all the homophobic stuff coming out now. And Vanda said, really, darling, why's that? And she said, I'd like to have 100 mummies. So that's where the book came from. And the book is, as it says there, a young girl who speculates on what life would be like with more than the usual allocation of mothers. And it's loads of fun. There's lots of great fun things that happen in this book. And the great thing about these plans that are in the book is they will help you to embed this kind of work within your curriculum, because they are all related to SEAL, and they've also been, the outcomes from the early years profile as well are in there. So if you have got heads or other members of staff that are saying, well, you know, we don't have time to do this, you can explain to them that actually it's part of the curriculum. It starts with, this particular plan starts with a little bit of role play. And I should say something about these plans. They are really about good early years practice, so they're very, very, very interactive. And I think you would like to be a little interactive this afternoon. You've already done it, you've proved that you can do this. So we're going to do a bit of role play. We've had a bit of drama out here, so we'll have a bit of drama out there now. We're going to play a game called Yes Let's. This is how this particular activity starts out. So you could be doing this with a small group of children, you could be doing it with a whole class full of children, you could be doing it in a huge early years setting. And you start off by saying something like, let's swim, okay? So if I say to you, let's swim, you're going to say, yes, let's, okay? Let's swim. Yes. I will well, that's really good, but you have to show me what swimming looks like. Let's swim. Fantastic. Let's wave. Let's clap. Let's shake somebody's hand that's very near. Okay, well done. You've got it. So it starts off, it's really about getting the children to accept, to let go. In improvisation, we call it just accepting and not blocking. So we start off in that way, so to sort of free up their minds a little bit. And then we take them on an imaginary journey. And this journey is based on a journey that actually happens in this book. Because in 100 Mummies, the 100 mummies go off to the beach. And you can imagine that it's a bit wild when the 100 mummies get down to the beach. The child in the book then starts to think of that having 100 mummies is not such a good idea. You know, there's actually no time for her to sort of be playing with her bucket and spade because 100 mummies are just on it, really. So the imaginary journey goes around the classroom, goes around the hall and wherever you happen to be, and you take on the ideas of the children, having already read the book. Moving on from that, there's lots of follow-up kind of role-playing activities that you can do, making some postcards and sending it from your destination. And of course, the questions that you are asking the children while you're doing this are very, very important. Well, why might you be in that place and who might you see there? So it's all about diversity and difference, but in a way that's going to be acceptable and understandable to very, very small children. You might want to video the children sending messages from where they've been, perhaps to another adult. Now, that adult might be a parent who then you can share these videos with. So if you're getting some really great comments about, I went to the beach with 100 mummies. My friend's just got 2, but, you know, she had 100 kind of thing. Then you can use these video messages with parents. You might want to draw and paint pictures of what the 100 mummies got up to when you arrived, or maybe not. So these are other activities that you might want to try. Now, in the book, there is a collage of all of the things, the junk that mummies have got in their house. So you might like to let the children bring in lots of magazines so they can cut out their own junk that mummies have got at home. The idea is that while they're doing this activity, the discussion that can happen is, oh, well, what does your mummy like to do? Oh, okay. Oh, you haven't got a mummy. Who lives at home? So we've got lots of different diverse families going on. Wonderful Mummies. We're just going to go back one now. Oh, we can do that. Excellent. This is one of Vanda's fantastic illustrations from the book with lots of wonderful mummies in there. You might start to identify who some of these wonderful mummies might be. Vanda wants me to point out that she knows they're not all lesbians, some of these characters, okay, and they're not all mothers. But the idea is that of all the wonderful women that are in the world, and here are a line of them, so one of the activities we thought would be great is for each child to draw their own mummy or carer and create a lovely long queue of wonderful mummies like this as well. Okay, so I've put some of the names up there for you, but you can see Vanda doesn't only write for children, she writes for herself and for other adults. And so some of the people that you've got in here might be people that you might recognise. I've put the names of a couple of them up there, but the queue's very long and I had to make it nice and big so you can see it. So during this crossover period and while I'm talking to you a little bit, you might want to see if you can identify other people. I really wanted to say that we've got a new book coming out as well called Want Toast. We are still working on producing other resources. We don't have any funding at the moment, but that's just a small thing. We'll get over that. But really, please go to the website, and if you have got any other friends or practitioners that are working with in early years, can you please promote it? And can you promote it as a wonderful creative tool that is about diversity and identity and will help them to get over what I know they find tricky, saying the words LGBT. It will help them with that and support them with that. We are outside. We've got a table outside as well. If you'd like to come and talk to myself and Vanda and Wendy about any of these issues. We've got some free posters and leaflets and things out there as well. And we are also selling copies of 100 Mummies and Space Girl Pukes, which is our other book. But I should say that Gaze the Word out there, I've also got all of the other books that you will need if you want to help, if you want to deliver that pack. So please go and see Jim at Gaze the Word as well. Cheers, thanks very much.